Hey, let me say a hearty good morning and welcome to all our listeners via Classic 105. Good Monday morning. It's the 27th day of February. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and you're looking forward to what's a productive week ahead. The work week, as some folks like to refer to it as. Welcome to our viewers via GBN TV, whether you're viewing Channel 7, Channel 11, or Channels 20. Let me say good morning and welcome also. Certainly hope you're having a great day wherever you're sitting, viewing, standing, viewing, however you're doing it. A blessed morning to you. Our, of course, social media audience, whether you via our Facebook page or YouTube channels, via the GBN website, gbn.gd. Good morning, welcome. It's your host, GT, with you this morning, and welcome to the point for today. You know, on Mondays, usually I have Mr. Silver McIntyre. He's usually with me every Monday when we do talk about disaster preparedness and how to just have yourself prepared just in case something happens, the do's and don'ts. But he's not with me this morning for some reason or the other. He's not with me this morning. Haven't seen that. There should have been someone representing him this morning also. Haven't seen that individual showed up. So we have to start the show, and most likely we will just lead into one of those regular calling shows this morning where you have the option of calling and sharing your views and concerns. All right, certainly will accommodate all your views and concerns this morning once you're willing to share whatever view and concern you have. Lots have happened over the past week, the weekend, and like today also. Folks may want to chime in on that. So Hillary Brooks will be with the launch of the reparation fund at the Grenada Trade Center, as a wealthy British family apologizes for the ancestors' enslavement of over 1,000 Africans across 6 sugar estates on the island. And you probably want to chime in on that this morning, how you feel about that. There's been lots of mixed conversations about that over the last couple of weeks. And, you may have your own take about that. Also, a little bit of programming note for you. Don't forget, today on the Beyond the Headlines, they will be discussing the importance of reparations and the progress made, all right? And looking for the guests, we have Earl Brusquet, that he's the chairperson of the St. Lucia Reparation Committee. We have Omaid, I hope I'm getting the names right. You know me and my pronunciation of names. Omaid Dubrin, I hope I'm getting the name right, vice chairperson of CARICOM Reparation Commission. And we have the chairperson of the Antigua and Bermuda Reparation Committee, Ali Gill, chairperson of the Grenada Reparation Committee also. So that's on Beyond the Headlines tonight. You certainly it certainly will be an interesting program. I certainly encourage you to view that tonight via GBN TV, just directly after this evening's newscast. All right, so looking forward to you being part of that. So let's grab our very first caller this evening. Don't forget, the number is not this evening, this morning, 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning to you, JC.
How are you doing this morning?
And I'm doing great, thank God. And they say no news is good news. I didn't hear of any tragedies over the weekend, no crime, no accidents, significant ones. So I trust we had a relatively peaceful and safe weekend.
Yes.
And that's something we should not take for granted. We got to thank God for that. Something I've been hearing about over the weekend, a couple of folks called me, especially from overseas, and they're talking a lot about something in the air about apparently government being cash-strapped and they're not paying workers. They're paying workers late and things of that sort. Some of this may be because of mischief, a lot of it, I guess, who peddling it, but some of that talk may be because of ignorance. So let me just explain what I understand and the process to be. Public servants are paid on the day before the last working day of the month. Okay?
All right.
So the last working day of February is when? It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, the 28th.
So salaries are due on the day before that. Okay? If the month ended on Monday, it will be different. But because the last working day is Monday, the day before the last working day would have been Friday. You understand?
I'm getting what I'm saying? I'm following you.
Yeah, because the last working day is today, so the day before that would have been Friday. So if the Monday did today, the payday would have been Friday.
All right.
If it ends on a Sunday, for instance, on a Sunday, for instance, yes, the last working day would have been Friday, and therefore the payday would have been Thursday. So this talk about people not getting paid on time, this is total nonsense. It makes no sense at all for those who are trying to peddle this thing. Now, another thing people have to understand, if you get paid early, it may be good for you just for the first month of all the payments. The next month, it becomes a cycle. But if you paid on the 25th this month, that means you get about pay 6 days before the month ends, eh? So it means you have to wait longer now in the new month to get paid. But you got paid early. But if they pay you early again the next month, that's all well and good. Because it becomes about a 30-day cycle still. If you get paid on the 30th of the month, it's the same 30 days you have to wait for to get the next month. So it only makes a difference for once, and after that it becomes a cycle. Whether it's early payment or payment on the date, it becomes a cycle. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't make a difference. The danger is when you get paid early, long before the month ends, you have to wait longer into the new month to be paid. So this thing about late payment, people don't understand it today before the last working day. And all this rumor, which to me is mainly mischief, and others who are not knowledgeable of it are being carried away with it. I think we should stop this kind of, malicious lies and negative propaganda, which is not helping our country in any way. Thank you very much for
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution also. Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435-2041. Open line this morning here on To The Point. Do you have an opinion that you would like to share this morning? There was something you going wrong. Of course, as the previous caller mentioned, he just wanted to clear the air on something that folks may have that bit of misconception about. And he said he has cleared up a whole lot. For those who probably misinterpreted the process how it flows, he seemed to have a clear idea of how the process rolls. So he gave his, did speak about that. So 435-2041, that's the number to be on To The Point this morning. I want to thank those of you who are already viewing us via our Facebook page. Let me say good morning to, we see Janice is there. We have, Coilan? Both of you saying, I want to say good morning to you. If you on our YouTube channel, I want to say good morning to you also, and thanks for being part of it. Let's go back to the phone line and entertain another caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning, and I hope you're having a good day. I just want to, I heard the name Earl Bousquet, and I would like to welcome him back to Grenada. I guess you don't know, you are a little young, but he used to be a media worker.
All right.
In Grenada, right here. He was a prominent media worker.
Earl Bousquet. Earl Bousquet.
Bousquet.
Bousquet. Okay.
Yeah, it's spelled like Bousquet because it's French. He's from St. Lucia, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we know older media workers used to just call him Bousquet, but that's how his name is pronounced, Earl Bousquet.
All right.
Yes. Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much.
I want to welcome him back to Grenada. Haven't seen him in a while.
Well, probably you should make an arrangement to have, of course, a little bit of catching up to do, if you can.
Yes.
All right, have a good one.
Prominent media worker. So a lot of people would remember him when they start hearing his name and so.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. 435-2041, 435-2041. It's To The Point this morning, open line. You have the option of calling in, share your views and concern. There's probably something out there that is going around that you would like to talk about this morning. Now, we always have that option where you get to do on To The Point. Let's go back to the phone line. Good Monday morning. How are you?
Good morning, GT, and how you do?
I'm doing fine. Very well.
How was your weekend?
Wonderful. Got loads of rest, so I'm feeling, how they would say, 100% this morning.
Well, thank God I went to church and they are good.
All right, well, that's good.
All right. GT, sometime last week, one of your callers, somebody called on the program, and they was talking about shares in Glen and something about shares. And they mentioned the people are complaining. GT, I must apologize that I keep talking every time walking the one street, but that's the street I could walk for now. And they was talking about 150, and he says, tell these people to take what they get. And I think to myself, that's an insult to the senior citizens, better known as old people in Grenada. And I want to say, we're up on the mountain today. Time goes by quickly. Tomorrow, we're way below zero. So we have to use our head and remember, we are getting there. And we must know how to treat, how to speak to the old people in Grenada. GT, if you listen, which I think you did, in the budget, millions of how much it is was increased to agriculture. I love that. To health, to fisheries, to road, to every sector, which is very good. We could see the benefits so far. But GT, nothing was increased more than is 18 million or 80 something so for years for the seed program. Am I wrong? Submit to correction.
No, you're correct.
And GT, every politician in Grenada, since Herbert Blaze days, I had experience of the slave and I had experience of the rich, two sides. Because I grew up on an estate with my grandparents where they had people working in Masanto. And the other grandparents used to be with the Masanto working on the other estate. So I am saying that our old people is so burdensome to every politician in Grenada appears so. But when you go to the doors, GT, day by day you find your way and you see them in their condition and you promise. Although they say promise is a cancellation to a fool, but those people are not fools. They couldn't help themselves and that's where they are today. And you said, if you vote for me, I beg and I promise that I will take you out from that condition. And you might outlay what they need because they will tell you at that point. No, Mr. the Honorable Joseph Ander and the Honorable Dennis Cornwall came on television and they said that Mr. Ander said, when you're campaigning is different to when you're in office. Because when you finish campaign and you win, you don't have time to go around door to door because you have to do government business. Mr. Ander, joke you're making. Mr. Cornwall, you are a big joker. To say you don't even have facilities to accommodate people so you don't have an office so they can come. That is joke. Let me tell you something. If the people didn't vote for you, you couldn't have the opportunity to do government work. Building the nation, no, it's very good. I love to see the road, driving on some of the road, and it's very good, no problem. But where is your all first priorities? Who you all belong to? The old people. How come you all get so big so quick? No citizen promise me 1 second, no citizen, as far as I understand, besides the Honorable Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, in the constituency, doesn't have a day to go to see the representative. You know what the secretary say? What do you want? The man is a busy man. He had this, he had that to do. How the secretary shoulder gets so broad? Is the secretary running the office? But let me give you a joke. Compensae, give Sister May the assurance in words.
Take another 30 seconds and wrap, all right? Please.
I'm going to give you the Prime Minister. I'm going to put you on the big chair. When Sister May cooperate, listen, she shoulder go up. When Compensae gets what he wanted, he achieve his goal, he drops his shoulder, go down. Whoop. So members, ministers of government, use your head. I will talk about that again. Have a good week, everybody. And you to Mr. GT.
Have a good morning yourself. Have a good morning. 435-2041. We're taking a break. We're coming right back with more of your calls here on To The Point, the open line session this morning. We're coming right back.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and regional cricket tournaments. Additionally, they made it possible for you, the public, to view local, regional, and international tournaments from the comfort of your homes. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
Last week on All Climate Reality.
One of the major greenhouse gases are the fluorinated gases, the CFCs, or the chlorofluorocarbons, the hydrochlorofluorocarbons, and the hydrofluorocarbons. So we call them CFCs, HCFCs, and HFCs. These are essentially what we call fluorinated gases. And they make up about 2% of all greenhouse gases. In Grenada, we use them extensively in the refrigeration and air conditioning sector as refrigerants that keep our atmosphere cool and refrigerate our commodities. These gases, if we allow them to be continued to be used as they are now, can have significant implications for our environment through emissions and the contributions they make towards global warming.
The solar systems are one of the lowest costs and the highest benefit bankable ways you can reduce your energy footprint, reduce your carbon footprint.
Join us this Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. as our panel discuss agriculture and climate change. Our Climate Reality on GBN TV channel 7 and 11, K105 FM, and all our social media platforms. Compliments Republic Bank Limited, Hubbard's, and Classic Lighting.
Let me say welcome back, listeners and viewers, to The Point for today, Monday. We have an open line segment today, which means you have the option of calling and sharing your views and concerns. Let's go back to the phone line and see if we do have a caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you this morning?
Not doing too bad. What about you?
I'm okay.
All right.
My biggest concern, and I'm sending this out to the Minister of Tourism, those in our authority, and also to the Commissioner of Police. My concern is basically, most time when you have two big cruise ships coming in, people love to explore the island, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest concern is with an officer they call Kevin Pierre. He always have a gold teeth. He always be on the port in St. George. Most times, National Taxi Association, the runner of transportation. So we just call on busmen to come around and get the people to go and explore the island. But what I'm saying in Grenada, tourism is everybody's business, and I don't think so. Because most time, when the buses go in to collect the tourists, this officer, Kevin Pierre, he's turning the bus back away. Which I find this is ridiculous, because what I'm saying, if this bus get some people who go somewhere, $1 spent here, $1 spent here, at the end of the day, the money is circling around the country. And this is a thing I don't like.
Well, caller, let me ask you this. Isn't there some procedure that's supposed to be followed that if that particular bus is asked to participate in taking the visitors around the island? Is there something that can indicate that you're not just coming there on your own accord?
Okay, hold on. Most time NTA, National Taxi Association, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Most time when two ships come in with about over maybe 10,000 passengers, and they have a shortage of transportation.
That is understandable, but I'm just asking if there's not a procedure that needs to be followed. Okay, is there some way of identifying that you've been permitted to come and be part of that?
Okay, first of all, they have an overall list, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you come in, you get work. But what I'm trying to say is that sometimes there's no transportation on the port to bring all the people. Busman is not thief, busman is not robbers. I also had the same problem with him.
All right.
But what I'm trying to say, let the money circulate in the country.
All right, man. All right, caller. Suddenly that gets rectified.
Because, I mean, what this guy is doing on the port, to me, it seems like tourism working with it. He's not working with tourism. I know there's rules and regulations. GT.
All right.
Is let the money circulate in the country.
All right, man. So hope someone in authority is listening and they will hear your plight, and maybe you could probably go to a higher authority, maybe the commissioner or someone in authority, and explain your problem to them. Here may not be the appropriate place to
it's a serious concern. Instead of the people go back on the ship with the money, let the money spend in the country. We all know how things going on the island.
All right, caller. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
All right. 435-2041. 435. I still think the caller was getting the direction of my questioning towards, you understand. And I understand what he's saying. I totally do understand. But I don't think he started getting my drift in terms of what I was asking him. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Well, thank you. What I want to say is just to add to the lady that called lastly concerning the interests of those in authority when they get up on top seats. You know that is a habit, and all of them does the same thing when they come into government. God didn't put you all up there to have no partisan and favor. Now the interest is in everybody in the nation for you to perform. And this is the habit they does. They come all in creek and corner when they want a vote, and they find you where you are. But when they get up there, you is nobody anymore. They don't see you anymore. They're concerned. They need to stop this nonsense and get their acts together. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution. 435-2041. 435-2041. We're taking your calls Monday here on To The Point. We go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning, GT. How are you?
Doing pretty good. What about you?
I'm blessed. I'm here this morning to hats up. Big up to the NDC team this morning. And thanking the NDC, these young people and them rain and fall, but they're making more. And another promises will take place sometime in April that the government workers will start getting their salary twice for the month. And that's the way to go, fellas. Go for all your goal.
You have facts about that? It's going to be in April?
Yes, I heard the news. By April, they will roll out.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm so happy to know that this young group of people campaign and some promises. And we're seeing it, and Paul then take us and bring us in Paul's airstrip to tell us if they find oil. Papi should make us so happy when you do the cry, no oil. So I want to say thanks to them. Big up. That's the way to go. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. 435-2041. 435-2041. We taking another caller this morning. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Jesse, good morning, and how are you, and how was your weekend?
My weekend was awesome. Good, I could say. What about you? Well, how was yours?
It was good. I had fun yesterday with our Prime Minister.
Okay, good.
It was a wonderful day. Anyway, my concern is, for the past years, at the beginning of COVID, there is a young man sitting in the fish market every day with a bottle on a table right next to him, and the gentleman is fast asleep. We went into the fish market on 3 occasions, in, out, and the man fast asleep. So I am wondering if our government or the government is paying this man there to sit down and sleep, because there's no book to write anybody's name, because COVID is off, kind of a off. And I don't know what his reason for paying him to come and sleep in the fish market. This thing need to look into. There's nothing warrant him sitting there with nothing happening. Money don't go down the drain like that. So somebody needs to check on that. Have a good day.
You too, caller. Have a good one. 445-2041. 445-2041. Let me see if I could go to the Facebook page, grab some of the comments. Let's see where we can start. There's been lots of comments rolling through this morning. And let's take another caller before I grab some of the comments. Let me see what I can take. Good morning, you caller. Welcome.
Morning, GT. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing all right. What about you?
All right for now.
All right.
Yeah, I just want to make two little things.
Go right ahead.
Concerning this, what the lady speak about the old people, elderly citizens.
Mm-hmm.
I think the younger folks my old people had the same. My elderly had a relative had the same. Young pig asking mother why him out so long. And the mother answer and say, "It's come, you're coming. You will see." I hope they know how to unfold that. Then concerning the politicians and them and the government. For me, how I view things with these politicians in Grenada is another whole saying. It's the same tree, but just different branch. Right now, they're supposed to know these things. Well, now I went to up to St. David's area, and I was coming down from Current and reaching Current. By that junction where you're going to the marina there in that little flat. And I didn't really know that it had a hump there. And to my God, I jumped on this hump and a bang. And when I think I stopped to see what happened, there's not painting these humps. And that is very dangerous because years ago in Paraclete, the same thing, doing some sighting with friends. The hump, we jump on hump there and we didn't even know that the lady neck gets sprained. They have to put brace around the lady neck. What is the one in Corinth? What is so thing? There's a little shop. I think that with two rastas that was there. That string is lined up straight with the shop, and these two men was just watching me like, oh, what you do is a stupidity also. But what I will suggest to them, that if, instead of watching people and think they should, the hump is not paint, because it line up so unique with their business, paint the hump. People will slow down, and they will see your things because they're selling craft, and you could see it. When they slow down, they'll glance there and see that. So I think they should do something about it. And then the politicians now should let the people in the areas, because the police can't cover all this. They have a lot of different work to do. The two sides, whether the opposition or the leading party, give groups in those areas paint and let them responsible for painting these humps and pedestrian crossing line in the area. The reason why I could say that, because I used to do that a couple of years ago, and the police never object of it. I go into the station and let them know what I come to do, and they're giving me all the signs, and they tell me they'll pass and see what we are doing, because we can put up the cones and all the other traffic signs, so we let the traffic flow and do this thing. Who was doing this thing? So I know it can happen. And they can go to any station in the area and let the police know. The police will give them the traffic signs. They have the paint, they put on the sign, and just be responsibility enough to know you can't block the traffic and do all these things. But this is something all around the country. No.
All right.
Only the people that live in an area know these hump day. That's dangerous, man. Thank you.
All right, caller, thank you so much. 435-2041. We due for a break. Let's take it. We're coming back with more of your phone calls.
The agricultural shop at the Renick Thompson building on the Carna St. George's is the ideal place for your agricultural items. Start your garden today with the best from the agricultural shop. Get your seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, gardening equipment, and more.
you mentioned the wing kai, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power there.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake, I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers. To the point for today, Monday, we're having an open line segment this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Let's say good morning to this caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Eddie.
Good morning to you.
Yes, what I want to talk about is the hump on the road is true. It's quite true. There is time when you see the gas truck coming up to pass up the St. Patrick's side. This hump is so low. And the speed the truck does be coming with us heavy. Sometimes this thing could break it, you know. So the people and them supposed to give people work to do. Paint the sign, put up a signboard and say, hump is ahead. The people and them just forget. This thing could break the truck. It could break all those vehicles and them. They don't pass it speed because the hump too low. And the hump and them around the place need painting. The government people seeing that, they passing there. Give people work to do. Let it paint the sign. Every time you rub up, let it paint. Let it paint it.
All right, caller. Thank you. Thank you so much. 435-2041. We're taking your phone calls. Open line segment this morning. 20 minutes moving up before the top of the hour here on Classic 105 and GBN TV. Just a programming note for you to forget on the Beyond the Headlines that are on this evening. I'll be discussing the importance of reparations and the progress made. And looking for Earl Busquet, the chairman of the St. Lucia Reparation Committee. We have Omaid Dubon there. I hope I'm getting the names right. He's the vice chairperson of CARICOM Reparation Commission and the chairperson of the Antigua and Barbuda Reparation Committee. We have Mr. Ali Gill, the chairperson of Grenada Reparation Committee. They'll be on today on this later on this evening on Beyond the Headlines. All right, and don't forget also. So Hillary Briggs will launch the reparation fund at the Grenada Trade Center as a wealthy British family apologizes for their ancestors' enslavement of over 1,000 Africans across the 6 sugar estates on the island. So that's happening this morning. I think it should start sometime between 10 and 11 a.m. this morning. I hope I got the correct time there. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Hello, GT, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
And how are you?
Doing pretty well. All
right, very nice hearing your voice. I made a statement last week where I said, and if the person want me name, I could tell them my name too. I have an alias name and my right name and my surname, everything. I could give them all. Right. I said that the concerned citizen said he concerned about the people and he so much care about people. And he talking about the 150 that the government take out and the seed program. I say if he is so much a concerned citizen of the people of the nation, why he don't seek the people who bought shares in electricity and telephone company, seek the interest and for them to get the profit sharing, right? I say the people who get they take only 150 and they should still say thank God they're getting something. But I hear a lady called this morning and she casting a different remarks to what I said. I didn't say thing. I said they should still thank God that they're getting the 150 because the people who spend the money, check it, when they sell the shares in the electricity and the shares in the telephone company, check 24 years by $20 a year and see how much money. I'm bringing all that for you now. See how much money that these people could have invested the $20 in. What is the profit they get out of it? They were getting 1 cent. And I is one of them. I said so. And my name is Han Elias Ralston Ashton.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
435-2041. That's the number if you want to get on to the point this morning, our open line, which means you have the option of calling in, sharing your views, sharing your concern. You want to discuss something this morning? Go right ahead and do so. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings. How are you?
Doing pretty good, sir.
Trust that you had a good weekend.
I did.
Listen, Mr. Telesford, I'd like to throw in a pittance here on the issue related to reparations. I'll try to speak a little slower than I usually do because I want to be properly interpreted in what I see. Reparations, and I refer here, my references come from historical cases of reparation. History, because it's written there for whoso cares to read. It involves much more than just compensation. Compensation is one, and probably I can start the list with that. Compensation, in other words, correcting for the ill with cash, and here I withdraw the word cash and say financial or economic means. Financial or economic means for an ill, an injustice or injustices maybe done against the people. There's something else, another. Restitution and repatriation. In other words, I do hope that these academics seriously look at all that was stolen from us all. And again, I say this matter of reparations cannot be taken singularly with Grenada only or the estates owned by the Trevelyan family in Grenada. No. Reparation has to be taken in an umbrella, generalized context. So we have these three so far, or two so far, restitution and repatriation. Have they stolen anything from us? We want it back. That's part of it. Rehabilitation, in other words, for the ills they have corrected, they have dissected our minds. That has to be fixed too, and it can be fixed. All this has to be done too, Mr. Telesford, Sir Grenadians, with total satisfaction. If it doesn't satisfy all, it should never go through. Seriously consider them. But you know, Mr. Telesford, there is another. And this is one I want to stress. The fifth and final one. There may be others, but I haven't given it deep consideration. It has to do with cessation, ending of what they did to us, and giving us an assurance and guarantees of non-repetition. In other words, the guarantees that it wouldn't continue nor ever happen again. This can happen in many ways. I said this, I left this one last, Mr. Telesford, to warn the Grenadian people of what we are about to do. We are about to accept a couple of £100,000, or £100,000, pardon, a couple of hundred, our money, from one family who admits that their parents, their ancestors, rather use that word, committed crimes against the people of, or a portion of the people of Grenada, then enslaved by the British. This is where the thing is, Mr. Telesford. The British Crown, by order of the king, these people went out from Great Britain and colonized the world and abused black people amongst others. And they did it with all alacrity. They enjoyed it because it brought them financial gains. They enjoyed it. They sweat. the tears, the blood of black people in our case, coming from the coast of Africa to all the islands here, caused pain to our people, irreparable pain. But at least reparations can help. I do hope that we seriously consider that the contribution made to settle this issue cannot only come from a few families. It has to come from the chief cook and bottle washer, the monarchy of Great Britain, who, by the way, continues to hold this country, our little island here, in the grip of colonialism, telling us we're independent and we yet a colony, a dominion, and the dominion of the United Kingdom of Great Britain today. We have to free ourselves. We have to guarantee that there will be cessation, that they end the colonial grip upon us once and for all. So that has to come into the play. I just want to warn the academics. We want a guarantee and the assurance that they shall not continue to abuse us, owning our lands, called Kong lands, etc., etc. You all know it. Open your eyes, Grenada, and let my eyes be the goddamned ones. Have a nice day, will you, Mr. Telesford, sir?
Same to you, sir. Same to you. Hey, folks, let's take a break. We're coming right back with the final segment of the show this morning. Stay with us here. We're coming right back.
We support you.
Last week on All Climate Reality.
One of the major greenhouse gases are the fluorinated gases, the CFCs, or the chlorofluorocarbons, the hydrochlorofluorocarbons, and the hydrofluorocarbons. So we call them CFCs, HCFCs, and HFCs. These are essentially what we call fluorinated gases. And they make up about 2% of all greenhouse gases. In Grenada, we use them extensively in the refrigeration and air conditioning sector as refrigerants that keep our atmosphere cool and refrigerate our commodities. These gases, if we allow them to be continued to be used as they are now, can have significant implications for our environment through emissions and the contributions they make towards global warming.
The solar systems are one of the lowest costs and the highest benefit bankable ways you can reduce your energy footprint, reduce your carbon footprint.
Join us this Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. as our panel discuss agriculture and climate change. Our climate reality on GBN TV channel 7 and 11, K105 FM, and all our social media platforms. Compliments Republic Bank Limited, Hubbard's, and Classic Lighting.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers this morning. To the point, 10 minutes before 10 o'clock this morning, as we into our final segment of the program this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Let's say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
Just a little bit of observation. Coming from Steel Arto, the river, that wall they put up for the river water there. I like the authority traffic to look into that area, because when you're coming from Steel Auto, you will see the vans, the small trucks on them. You want to see them coming, but then those locals and so when you enter in the main, you cannot see the small cars that low beyond that wall, and it may cause some accident at that point that time to come. So I like them if they could install a mirror on the opposite side. So then you're able to see when you come from Steel Auto in the main road from a place. Because I observed that twice I coming out there, and when I reach to that entrance, your front almost to be in the center of the road before you go see and smile to go out because you see a small car is up on you. But them tall vehicles that you go see above the wall because they are visible. But them small one you cannot see them. So I would like them if they look into that area and see they can install a mirror on that area so you could be able to see what coming is.
Certainly hope the authorities are listening and they will certainly look into that, caller. Thank you so much. 445-2041, 435. We're taking your calls here on To The Point this morning. It's an open line segment for this morning. And let's go to the Facebook page this morning. Lots of comments there this morning. I certainly will be missing out on some of them because there's so much comments been made. And we have Agnes saying, charity begins at home, Mr. Caller. What about our own people stealing from ordinary people's gardens and not with no repercussion? Is it restitution? There's no big sin, us or little ones, and so take care of these things too. And let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right, so I'm listening to the program. Just want to make an observation. On the matter of repatriation, I know there's a lot of emotions and mixed views, but I think what the Trevelyan family is trying to do is a good step, right? Mm-hmm. I am of the view that they are not responsible for their ancestors' crimes, but they do acknowledge that they are beneficiaries from it. And I think what they're doing is a good first step, and my hope is that it creates avenues for others to, look into their ancestry and make whatever rights they can. But I think, the sense that it's not enough, and I feel we need to stop at that because, you know what? This generation has not committed any crimes against our people. And if they want to look back into their ancestry and fix whatever wrongs, I think that should be applauded, and we could use that as an avenue to see how others can do the same, right? I think the way some people are behaving, it's going to make it difficult for anybody who is considering to want to do the same. Secondly, I noticed that you have some very passionate callers on your program, and I do enjoy the program, and I do enjoy listening to everybody's views, but I think the energy some people give off is very combative, is very argumentative. I'm talking about one of the callers I listened to earlier, a frequent caller, and it almost sounds like this person is angry and shouting at everybody, and it comes across very condescending. I enjoy the perspective he brings and the information he drops and how he espouses his wisdom. He's obviously a very learned man, but I think tone sometimes take away from what you're saying because you come across so arrogant and so condescending. So I think, we need to be mindful how others receive what we are giving off. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to share my views. Have a good day.
You too, caller. Have yourself a great day, and thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be part of To The Point this morning here on Classic Radio and also GBN TV. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, and thank you for taking my call. It is just my observation over the years in this season of Lent that the media or the fourth estate played a role in helping to disseminate information to in the upbringing of our younger ones. And those who don't know, I think it is also their role to educate. And so as the season began, I do hope that they would take the initiative to help us, those of you in the media, to promote Lent, to tone down on the music, the calypso and so, and help the young ones to develop that, that frame of mind to prepare for Easter, the resurrection. And I do hope that, this is taken into consideration. And like I say, we continue to inform the young one, educate, and help them to be a part of that season. Thank you, and have a great day.
You too, caller. Have a great day yourself. 435-2041. We're moving up 4.5 minutes before the top of the hour. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing pretty well. Go right ahead with your contribution.
I'm just saying that I just came out in my take care of my animals, and I lost one. Somebody used a spear and they took it in his throat, and he died. So I'm not worried. God is good. But what I saw in the area, and what is keeping happening in my area, people just keep dumping and dumping.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. I saw some people protesting down in Liverpool yesterday against the project, and I was all right. You can protest, but who's protesting for the illegal dumping in my area? Nobody cares about that. They say they care about the area, but they don't care what people dumping in the area. So I'm kind of puzzled. What do they really care about? You know, it's kind of sad because our mind are twisted. You know, in my area, I say people just come with a truck and just dump stuff. Anything they want, just dump it. You know, just dump any waste there, you know, and they go. Big joke. A couple of years back, the government spent thousands of dollars to clean the area up. We're looking to put here nice. So all the taxpayers, the dollar will go down to waste. People go back and dump again. And nobody cares. Just dump. You know? There's just a bunch of farmers there taking care of animals, so who cares? I'm the same, brother. We need to get off priority straight in this country. We need to check ourselves. Grenadians need to check themselves. Have a nice day, brother.
Thank you also, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 4352041. 2 minutes moving out before the top. At 10 o'clock, we wrap today's program up. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yes, Mr. Telesford, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Mr. Telesford, that's last, the lady spoke about Lent. Now, this is from a Catholic Anglican thing, right? The Bible doesn't tell us anything about Lent. What the Bible tells us about is who we are and how we can get to be better people. Now, the Bible tells us we are all sinners, all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. The wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. We need to accept the Lord Jesus Christ. That's what will prepare us for the future, not just keeping a few days or abstain from meat or abstain from this. It might be good for some people, and I'm not condemning them for what they want to do. But the soul of the human being is to be saved. We all have sinned. And regardless of what we think we are all sinners according to God. And he says he sacrificed his son, Jesus Christ, to die so that we could be saved. So I would like to encourage believers, the answer to all of the world's problems, all our personal problems, is we do not have Christ living in us. And that's what we need to do, to secure our souls so that no matter what happens, when death comes, we are ready to meet God. And when we receive Christ, he changes us so we become better citizens. So we need Christ, not just a ritual. We need to know the person who died for us, who saved our souls. That's what we need to do. So I would advise us to receive the Lord Jesus Christ into your heart, ask him to save your soul, and then you'll prove the difference between your previous life and then your new life. Have a good day and God bless you, sir.
You too, caller. Thank you so much. 4352041. Let's take a peek at some of the comments via the Facebook page this morning. I said there were so many comments this morning. I know I may have missed out on reading some of them. Let's take this one from Alpha Veronica Ferrer. She's saying that next Sunday, March 5th, of the convention of the National Democratic Congress, the party general secretary was on a program on Sunday speaking about the importance of the convention and its implications for the democratic process. Food for thought. Let's take a peek at some other comments this morning before we grab our final call. I would say people planting their little food to feed their families, and when they go for it, all it's gone. The fences are left in their tracks. Disgusting. And what else could I throw this morning? In terms of the comments? Let's take our final caller this morning. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling in reference to the last lady who called.
Caller, would you mind lowering your whatever device in the background, please?
Okay. The last lady who called, maybe last Saturday in the morning, and tell her to read Mark 4:11 to 12, and she'd get her answer. Jesus didn't come to save anybody. Thank you.
Have a good morning, caller. Certainly hope she heard you. And it's 10 a.m. That's where we take a wrap for today's program. I want to take a time out to thank all who contributed to today's program. Whether you called or you viewed, well, in some way you did. You were sitting and you were listening to the various callers, and somewhere you had a thought that you wanted to make, but you just didn't pick up that phone and make that contribution. Probably some other time you will. Thanks once again. Join me again tomorrow for another edition of To The Point here on Classic Radio and the GBN TV. I want to wish you all a blessed day. That's where I say goodbye for today.